Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is revision of Act 1. First, we discuss the summary of Act 1 that has 3 scenes. Act 1, Scene 1 begins on a street in Venice. So we have seen that. It is a street. Rodrigo and Iago are engaged in an argument. They are discussing, it said they are discussing the secret marriage between Othello and Desdemona. Rodrigo has been giving money to Iago to help him in his suit to Desdemona. But it has been in vain, useless. Now, Rodrigo learns that Desdemona has secretly married Othello. The general, Othello is the general, whom Iago serves as the flag bearer, the standard bearer. Iago is angry about 2 things. Number 1, the marriage of Othello. Number 2, the promotion of Cassio. Cassio has been promoted as Othello's lieutenant because he has been hoping, Iago has been hoping to get a promotion. As far as Iago is concerned, he is more suitable. He is more, capable. He is more eligible for the post. He says that he merely pretends to serve Iago. He advises Rodrigo to spoil the marriage, to spoil the pleasures in Othello's marriage. So they decide, Iago and Rodrigo decide to go and to go and wake up Brabantio, Desdemona's father, by shouting at his window. So they cry out loudly that Brabantio has been robbed by thieves. And when he inquires, Iago, in very dirty terms, dirty language, he tells him that Othello, the dark Moor, has secretly married Brabantio's daughter. So Brabantio goes inside the house, searches everywhere, finds out that his daughter has escaped. He says that his daughter has been stolen by magic and charms. Well, he has his own reasons for that. Seeing the instant success of his plan, Iago leaves. All of a sudden, he disappears from there. And he asks Rodrigo to be with Brabantio, to lead the way, to guide them. And then he disappears. He goes and to join Othello because he doesn't want to be identified with this secret plan. Later, Brabantio and Rodrigo set off. They start towards to find Othello. This is the first act. We have seen that. Now, this is Act 1, Scene 1. Now, concerning Scene 2, it is Othello's residence. Iago is already there. So Iago warns him that Brabantio might spoil the marriage. Brabantio might come at any time. He might come and spoil the marriage. So since, he's a seasoned soldier, Othello, a seasoned soldier, Othello knows his military worth. How useful is he to the state of Venice? So he is very calm and indifferent. Now, whoever comes there, whether it is Brabantio or whoever it is, he doesn't, he's not worried. Soon Cassio and officers arrive there from the Venetian court, and they deliver a message to Othello that he is urgently wanted by the Duke of Venice about a matter concerning Cyprus, because there's a problem in Cyprus. Cyprus is under the threat of attack by the Turks, an island in the Mediterranean Sea controlled by Venice. Iago tells Cassio of Othello's secret marriage. And after some time, soon, Brabantio, Rodrigo, and their men arrive. Brabantio orders his men to attack and subdue Othello. But he also accuses Othello of using black magic to seduce Desdemona. Suddenly, a struggle between the followers of Brabantio and Othello seems imminent. We are expecting, as people who watch the play, we think that a fight is going to take place between the followers of Brabantio and Othello. But Othello very calmly manages the scene. There is no fight, there is no brawl. He tells both sides to put their swords in their sheaths. Brabantio hears. Brabantio also learns that the Duke has summoned, asked Othello to appear in the court for an emergency meeting, because he didn't know about the Cyprus issue. And he decides to bring his cause, the problem of the secret marriage between Desdemona and Othello, before the Duke, to present the matter before the Duke himself. This is scene 2. Well, scene 3. It is reports about a Turkish attack on Cyprus have poured in. Reports have come. This is, the Venetian Senate, the hall. Othello is summoned by the Duke. Othello comes in, followed by Brabantio, Iago, Cassio, and others. So everybody come. The Duke appoints Othello to Cyprus. Duke tells Othello that you should go to Cyprus immediately. Soon, Brabantio complains that his daughter has been stolen from him by unnatural means, like witchcraft, magical spells, and potions, and all sorts of things, black magic. At first, Duke is sympathizing. He has sympathies towards Brabantio. But he becomes doubtful when he learns that Othello is the man. Well, it becomes very difficult for him to believe. Othello says that he married Desdemona, but never used magic. He says that Desdemona will support his story. He tells the story of his love. This is how, we have agreed to marry. It was by natural means. He tells his own story. Then Desdemona is called to testify. And when Desdemona comes, she confirms. She tells the court that she married Othello of her own free will and consent. Then Brabantio is shocked. He allows the court to return to state business. The Duke decides that Othello must go to Cyprus immediately to defend the island from the Turks. Othello gets ready to go, but he asks for appropriate arrangements, for the accommodation of his wife in Cyprus. Then they go out, then they exit to prepare for the night's voyage. Rodrigo and Iago are left alone. Rodrigo feels that, his hopes of winning Desdemona, have been dashed. There is no use, spending a lot of money and, going after Desdemona. He understands that there is no use. But Iago says, don't worry, let's go to Cyprus. Iago insists that all will be well. Iago mocks Rodrigo for threatening to drown himself, to kill himself. Hey, no, you are a fool. You are an idiot. Don't commit suicide for this. But he advises him to put money in his purse. Iago tells Rodrigo repeatedly and urges him to follow him to Cyprus. Then Rodrigo leaves. Finally, Iago is left alone, and we can listen to the first soliloquy by Iago. He explains, he makes clear his hatred for Othello and his suspicion that Othello, he also suspects There is no reason to, there is no evidence, there is no proof, but he suspects that Othello has slept with his wife Emilia. He makes clear his plan. He lays out his plan to deceive Rodrigo out of his money. So his plan is to deceive Rodrigo, number one. Then to convince Othello that the Cassio has slept with the Desdemona, and to use, Othello's honest and unsuspecting nature to bring about the tragedy. So we can very clearly listen to his plan. Finally, in Act 1, Scene 3, he lays out his plan of the tragedy. So the plan, the conflict, the first conflict starts, from here, from the first act itself.